Hello, in this video we're going to talk about the photo module in Beaver Builder and how to change a photo. So I've logged into my website and I've come straight to the upload new media page because the first thing we want to do is to upload the photograph that we want to use. But even before we do that, what you need to do is make sure that the photo you want to use is of the right size. And by that I mean file size, not necessarily the right dimensions. If you've taken a photo with your mobile, the chances are it's going to have a very big file size of several megabytes, and you need to get that down to something more like, well, less than 300 kilobytes. That sounds like a bit of a challenge, but it's not really, because all you have to do is take that photograph and compress it using a free online image compressor. There's lots of them around, and they're all much the same. I've used a few of them. So if you do a Google search, you get lots of choices. They'll ask you to upload it. They'll ask you what size you want it to be in terms of pixel width and height, and then they'll let you download it again. The ideal size to have is the right one for the size of the box that you're putting it in. Normally, I go for something like, if it's an image that's going to take up the whole width of the screen, I would make it about 1,600 pixels wide, maybe 2,000. You'd have to try it on your own screen. For the smaller boxes, if it's half a screen width box, I would make it about 800 pixels. For if it's just if it's in a 3 or 4 column size box, I would only make it about 400 pixels wide. And that will get it down. Using these online compressors will get it down to a really tiny file size without affecting the quality. You'll be very impressed. So if we go back to the upload page, you just select the file that you want, path to it using your Windows Explorer or whatever it is on a Mac. Pick the file that you want, open, and there it is. You can copy the URL to the clipboard if you want to, but you don't really need to. And then we go to the page that we want to edit, and we're going to do this one. What we do, we hover over it, click on Beaver Builder. The photo modules are pretty easy to spot because they've got photos in them. Because with this, we're not talking about adding photos, we're just talking about changing the ones that are there. So click on that. Remove the one that's there. Then select your photo source here. You can capture one from URL if you want. I wouldn't do that because that gets you into all sorts of problems with copyright and what have you. Just use the ones you've already got in your media library. Select your photo from the media library because we've already uploaded it. You could upload a new one again if you want. Click on that one. You can see this one is 800 pixels wide, but it's only a 93 kilobytes, which is really tiny, but still very good image quality. And pause there. Before we do that, we need to fill in this box here, alt text. I've got other videos that talk about alt text. If this is just an informational image, if it's not adding anything to the screen, if it's just there purely for decoration, you would put a null in here, which is double quotes. If it is a picture that's actually adding some value to the screen, you would describe the picture. If it is a picture that's used to click through to somewhere, then the alt text needs to be wherever the click will take you to. Ignore what the picture is on the image. So if this was, say, click through to your home page, you would type home in there, just home. If it was an infographic which had lots of information on it, your alt text would have to say what the information on that image was. So this one, image of a person working. To read this out, that's a laptop. With a gavel on the table. There you are. Select the photo. You can put captions on if you want. There's no link. If this was going to link to another page, you put the link in there. You can either URL's the most one you're most likely to use. If you were linking it to see the home page, you would just type in home there. No, you wouldn't. You would click select first, and then you would start typing home, and that will pick a page from your site. If you know what the URL is, you would type it in here. There. But we're not going to do that because we don't want it to link to anywhere, so we'll leave that as none. And then click save. There you are. Happy with that. It's a nice size, it's nice and clear. Click done, publish, and that's it.